I want to start with Jimmy Kimmel, who went on the podcast of comedian Sarah Silverman and said a bunch of crazy okay, including, I'll just give you this one for flavor, he's yet another leftist who's thinking about fleeing America, so afraid is he of Trump.
I did get Italian citizenship.
You do? That's amazing.
I do have that. And what's going on is as bad as you thought it was going to be.
Way worse.
It's so much worse.
Jimmy Kimmel walks out like he's hosting a talent show in his mom's basement. Cue cards, fake grin, and jokes too weak to lift a feather. But tonight's different. Megyn Kelly walks in. Calm, sharp, and loaded. Jimmy thought it was banter. Turns out, it was his own televised funeral.
Oh, sure, because we looked to Jimmy Kimmel to figure out insights into how Donald Trump is thinking. The absurdity of this. I would say go, but I love Italy too much to say that. They don't deserve this. I'm sorry, but he should go to Ireland. They do deserve this. They're as woke as they come. My people, who are like among the toughest people on earth, or were, have gone completely woke. But, you know, I'm Irish and Italian, so I have empathy, and he should not go to Italy. It's too beautiful a country to host Jimmy Kimmel, and why would they have given him citizenship to begin with? But in any event, he should go. He should definitely leave, but he won't. He's just saying that to get plaudits from fellow leftist Sarah Silverman and from...
4 years, Kimmel's been Hollywood's pet, barking at middle America for approval. He thinks people watch for wisdom, not pity laughs. Then Megyn shows up, and his polished punchlines bounce back like Nerf darts soaked in truth.
The day when I was on the prime time of Fox and you were on the prime time of CNN, a couple of hours after our shows ended, late night comics would come on, and they occasionally would make us laugh, Piers. I mean, occasionally they understood that they were in the game of making everyone laugh. As you know, they've abandoned that game now, and they're just political operatives out there. Colbert, Kimmel, Seth Meyers, who I struggle to even mention that guy's name. He's such an absolute prick.
Megyn doesn't joke, she detonates. Facts, receipts, and history, all ready to blow. And the irony, Jimmy used to be that guy, the man show, beer, bikinis, bad jokes. Now he's a saint of sensitivity. Whiplash much.
He will never leave his very lucrative but loser of a show on ABC's late night. He's not going to abandon that because feeling important and like he matters is too important to Jimmy Kimmel. But he's got to get stroked by leftists by saying he's gotten Italian citizenship, and he may indeed exercise it by leaving a United States that even Donald Trump must feel has gone too far. Okay, not our guy for insights on Trump's thinking, I think.
It's like watching the prank kid become the hall monitor. The same clown who mocked everyone now lectures about morals. If hypocrisy had a logo, it'd say Jimmy Kimmel Live. And Megyn, she spotted it from space.
Putting words for them, Piers?
Just get over yourselves. Honestly, it's so pathetic. Watching grown men weep, because actually the real reason they're weeping, they know they've spent years over-demonizing Trump as the new Hitler, and he's going to wreck everything and wreck America. He's terrible, he's a fascist, he's a neo-Nazi, blah, 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 blah. And what happened this week? America, having already seen Trump as president for 4 years, and seen 4 years of what then followed under Biden and Harris, they went out in record numbers, white, black, Latino, men, women, all demographics, and they voted for apparently the new...
Megyn's resume crushes Jimmy's cue cards. She's built for chaos, not applause lights. No writers, no fake laughs. Just precision. When Jimmy fired back, it wasn't shade. It was him juggling grenades blindfolded.
Jimmy Kimmel was very upset that Donald Trump took a shot at Taylor Swift. Trump was making fun of the fact that she got booed openly at the Super Bowl and he got cheered to the high heavens. And Jimmy Kimmel didn't much like that and had the following to say.
At the game, he got a big thrill because some of the crowd booed Taylor Swift.
Okay. By the way, I was there all the way through and she was gone. She was missing in action for most of the second half. So I don't know what he's talking about. Trump left at his previously designated time, which was, I think, 8:02. that had been scheduled, and that is when he left. And it's a little harder, Jimmy, when you're the president of the United States, because if you leave when everybody else is leaving, you completely F them over because no one can move anywhere. It's total gridlock in the city.
Megyn went straight for his weak spot, credibility. How does the ex-shock jock turn into a sermon machine? How does a guy who mocked everyone now pose as moral judge? Each truth bomb hit hard, and Jimmy flinched every time.
Kimmel, I can't stand him. The best thing I can say about Jimmy Kimmel is that he's friends with Adam Carolla, who's a truly decent, honorable, great guy. But Kimmel doesn't strike me that way. But Fallon is not a bad guy. Fallon is a sweetheart. But Fallon's shtick is completely empty and has lost all sense of entertainment. I take him out of the three of them any day of the week. But Fallon's programming, forgive me, it's not smart. In no way is it intellectual.
Cue the defenders. She's irrelevant. That's why she trended everywhere while Jimmy's ratings sank. Late night isn't dying, it's mummified. And he's the guy reading the eulogy.
This past 2 weeks, they had the Kennedy Center honors the other night where Joe Biden couldn't say Dionne Warwick. He kept calling her Diane, and he didn't know who Barry Gibb was. He kept calling him Billy. You know who else was honored? At the Kennedy Center. You know who else? Billy Crystal. Just FYI, do you know who once opened up the Academy Awards in full blackface?
Oh,
Billy
yeah.
Crystal. Billy Crystal. And do you know who's going to be hosting the Academy Awards this year? Jimmy Kimmel. Do you know who's worn blackface repeatedly and spoken inner city sort of urban accent saying she needs to darn those socks? Jimmy Kimmel.
Megyn doesn't need scripts or safety nets. She speaks raw, people listen. That's why this mattered. Jimmy's the past. Cue cards and applause. Megyn's the now, Wi-Fi and fire. Old school meets its match.
Just last week, his average was, in the overall, meaning all viewers, 1.5 million, in the key demo, 236,000. Tucker would have been embarrassed to pull that on any night he was on the Fox News channel. That's what they're getting now. Tucker's numbers were 3 times what Jimmy Kimmel gets. And Tucker's little basement video that he did from clearly like his cabin that he broadcast out of Maine in literally has 21 million views. Okay? 21 million views. Whereas, as I point out, on ABC, a massive network that comes into your home for free, that you have to make no effort to find, at best, Jimmy Kimmel can get 1.5 million. He needs to have a little self-perspective before going out there and hurling these insults because he looks...
The fallout. Brutal. Jimmy laughed it off, but the internet didn't. Clips of Megyn roasting him spread fast. Suddenly, Jimmy was the punchline. His fans begged for mercy. It's comedy. Sure, just not funny.
All know what they saw. They saw what we saw. They saw the frail elderly man who needed help getting off the stage. They're just too chicken shit to tell us about it. Because they accurately deduced that he could still be the Democratic nominee, and they don't want to ding him up. Maybe you give Barbara a pass. Who gives a damn what this singer saw or says? But you know what? Jimmy Kimmel happens to be employed by ABC, which happens to have a rather large news organization. And he has been one of President Trump's most vocal critics. Where are you, Jimmy? On vacation?
Real comedy punches up. Jimmy punches sideways. Megyn peeled back the act, exposing late night as smug lectures with laugh tracks. People cheered because she said what everyone felt.
Sunday morning show with Stephanopoulos into the evening Academy Awards broadcast with Kimmel, and ABC elevating, the blackface loving Kimmel. They, at the same time, fired Chris Harrison, host of The Bachelor, for trying to defend one contestant on, The Bachelorette for saying, gee, I know I went to this antebellum party, a couple years ago. I guess I didn't see anything wrong with it. And all he said was, are we judging her by today's standards or are we judging her by, old standards, whatever. He was basically...
The roaster became the roast. Jimmy turned into a meme. Predictable, dull, haunted by Megyn's takedown. Every joke reminded people who buried him. And memes don't need time slots.
Lakshmi. She, for some reason, decided to leave the kitchen and to get up in my grill back in 2018 on NBC, and she lectured me that caricaturing another race perpetuates the dehumanization of people of color. And she did go on Jimmy Kimmel.
Political show, cultural show, and it allows me to artistically with entertainment, say what I want to say. We'll show rather than say what I would say if I got on my.
So I'm sure in the next bit, she must have gone after Kimmel for his long history of misogyny and race
Controversy about whether you ketchup or no ketchup.
Where do you stand on the ketchup on the pasteles?
Here's the twist. The comedian lost the laughs, and the journalist got them. Megyn didn't perform, she revealed. Jimmy had the studio. She had the truth. In 2025 you can buy airtime, not authenticity. And when it ended, only one stood tall.